Welcome to the Overcoming Mediocrity podcast, where today's top influencers and entrepreneurs on the rise share empowering stories and ninja tips to become the fuel that ignites a positive change in your life. Our guests don't simply coast through life. They don't let difficult situations stop them. They set big goals, keep their eyes on the prize, and they're joining us today to share insider secrets you can use right now to step into your power and live your purpose. Now, here's your host, Christy Ruffino.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Overcoming Mediocrity podcast. This is Christy Ruffino, the host of the show, and I'm excited to have Dawn Gaden with me today. Welcome, Dawn.
Thank you. So good to be here, Christy.
Oh my gosh. So I am excited to have you on my show. I think we've known each other for over a year now, but we've only met recently, right? We were only in the same room together just a few months ago. But before that, we have been in a program together, and you have a really great mission in the world. And I'm excited for you to share that. I wish everybody was with you in person, because I know we've been in a couple programs together, and I've had the pleasure of actually experience physically, personally, what you teach and how you help people. But I don't know, maybe we can get up and do some of that today. I don't know. We'll see how things go.
No. For sure.
Awesome. Okay. So Dawn Gaden is the CEO of Mind Body Consulting and Coaching. She is an international speaker, a successful entrepreneur, and has had over 21 years of experience as a licensed counselor, coach, registered yoga teacher, and she has a unique expertise in changing the brain with an exercise practice called intenSati. So, as an intenSati leader, Dawn teaches her clients a whole body experience that creates a substantial and powerful image shift that will forever impact their lives. All of this has come together in a way that positions her perfectly to be a global coach, helping women, or I would assume women all around the world shift their image. Even though she's done so many great things with her clients, she is still most grateful for the gifts that she has discovered through her journey with cancer. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. I'm hoping her story. Why are you so passionate about this? What is the story that brought you to this place on your life journey right now, Dawn?
Yes. Well, I'll talk about the significant one at the moment, which was the cancer journey, which was back in 2010. So I experienced a little change or a shift in our life. I'm a mom of 4 wonderful boys. 2 of them are twins. The youngest are twins. They're 16, and then 2 older boys. And I was really living like the life of my dreams. I was working part-time. I had finished my master's degree, have my license in counseling. I was teaching yoga, and working part-time. My husband was the full-time wage earner, and just really enjoying our beautiful house in the woods and my kids, and being the best I can be as a mom and as a counselor, and being able to do what I love as well. So the best of both worlds. And then within a matter of months, that all changed. So we bought a beautiful house in the woods. We have these twins that came along, so it went from 2 boys to 4 boys, and my husband lost his job. And so we had to figure something out really fast. And being that old self-image, as I look back and realize my journey, I jumped into this old self-image I had, which was saving the day. The stories we pick up along the way, the patterns and beliefs we pick up along the way. And mine was the superhero, right? Put on the cape, save the day, fix it. I can make it better. I'll take care of it. And it was pretty painful journey. I went to work full time. My husband stayed home with the kids. He was a wonderful dad, so thank God for that. But it was torturing me. It was like ripping my heart out, because this wasn't what it was supposed to be. And not only a full-time job, but a full-time job in a prison. So now, like, world's flipped upside down, right? Instead of being outside in sunlight and playing and enjoying life, I'm with people who are struggling, and the system that was kind of a struggle to work through to bring light to people. And, surrounded by brick walls every day and no windows, and fueling myself with coffee and self-loathing. I was so angry. I was upset. I felt unworthy because I really wasn't able to do what I felt I was meant to do with my kids and in my work. And so just kind of, and it's an interesting process, right? Because I'm living in this experience and feeling like this is ruining my life. But what I realized I was really doing is I was creating my own prison around myself of self-doubt and unworthiness and shame and anger. And that was really destroying me. And that was what was preventing me from living the life of my dreams. And what evolved from that, this living and creating this prison for myself of all this heaviness, this anger, and these emotions that really break you down, cancer arrived. So now here I am, not only living a life I'm not happy with, ready to really escape my life because I feel so unworthy to show up and to be able to show up. Now I'm sick. And now I have to figure out, how do I explore this journey to heal? Because now I'm at this place where I have to shift. I have to decide, who am I now? I can't be this person who puts on the superhero cape and saves the day because it's breaking me down. There has to be another way to be the best I can be and not deplete myself. And so my husband and I decided I needed to leave the job, which was a big risk. And that's what some of this takes, is big risk, big risk and big faith, because he still wasn't working. He still hadn't found a job. So now we're going to give up a job that we have with 4 kids, and now health issues, now medical, heaviness, right? And I'm like, but faith, we got this. We got this. We can do this. And so I took 2 years off. It was fantastic because, since I was 16, I worked, right? We just work, we pay for college, we pay for cars. And I'm like, I get to take 2 years off and just take care of my health, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, figure out what I wanted to do. And it was kind of funny because there was a time and I thought, I'm not helping people anymore. I don't know how to do this. This isn't for me. I can't even help myself. Forget it. I'll figure something out. I'll garden. I'll find another way, right? But I would pray, and I use my meditation. Meditation has guided me through high school, through college. And I kept being drawn towards serving and helping others. Knowing that we can live the life of our dreams, we can create it. I'm like, I know there's a way to do this without depleting myself. And so eventually I went into practice for myself. I opened my own business and really started to own the way I wanted to do my work. How many clients do I want to work with? Do I want to teach classes and do it differently? And so I've been evolving in that and really loving the way I do my work and knowing when to pay attention, because those old habits can sneak back up really easily. Putting that superhero cape back on and going, okay, I got to fix this. No, I don't. It's not mine to fix. And to be able to take that breath and check in and know that, no, this can be done a certain way that doesn't deplete me, but that helps all of us. And so that's kind of what's gotten me to where I'm at today.
Wow, what a great story. So here you are working in a prison, in this space of just darkness, right? Darkness, depression, a lot of bad energy. Yet you were the free one. You were the free one, but yet you didn't feel it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, you probably have people that were in the prison that were more freer than you were, but yet they couldn't leave.
Right.
You could walk out of there every day and you felt trapped.
Felt trapped. Feelings are the key. How we feel creates our reality, really.
Yeah. So I know from working with so many women, helping them share their stories and just writing their next best story of their life and in their business, that in hindsight, we can most often see that curse was our best blessing. Mm-hmm. So do you see cancer as a blessing for you and your family?
Mm-hmm. Yes. At first I was so angry when people would say that, oh, cancer was the best thing that happened to me. And I'm like, who says that? What are they, how, why, how? But so a piece of my story, I didn't tell and else share this because I think often too, people will say, why did God do this to me? They'll have come from that space of, why am I being punished? And I never came from that space. I never got angry at God, who, but I remember a day when I was driving to work and I was crying and it was dark and it was rainy, and another day crying to work. And I'm like, I just want to leave. Like, I'm just going to keep driving. Like, I could just disappear and Mike can take care of the kids. He'll figure it out. He'll have to. I'm like, and I went, no, Dawn. It was like my wake up moment, that shift, like, wake up, no. And I said, God, you got to give me something else. Like, this I can't handle. You got to help me. I don't know how to do this. Like, I'm at a point where I want to leave my life. I have 4 beautiful boys, a husband who's amazing. You got to help me. And it was shortly after that cancer arrived.
It's funny what we got to be careful we ask for, huh?
We do. And I thought, and I remember when I was diagnosed and I thought, really, God? Like, really?
This is not what I meant, right?
Not what I meant. Like, I can handle this? Are you sure? Are you sure? And I said, well, I guess so. I guess this is for me to handle. This is now part of my story, and nobody wants cancer to be a part of their story. And it was going through that process of learning to accept my story, whatever it looks like, and knowing, okay, this can be a story that can help others and to heal and to change. And that's what I say is, like, cancer, I say, cancer cured my mindset. Like, it had to help me change my mindset. It wasn't where I was working that was destroying me. It was how I was feeling about my life destroying me.
Yes. Because you were free. You were free.
I was home every day.
Yeah.
Paying the bills. I was making money. I was feeding my kids. I was, so yes. So it's that perception that changes everything. And that was my wake up. And that was my gift from cancer to say, wait, how do you really want to live the rest of your life? What stories do you still have to, like, let go of so that you can be free and be the gift and share the gift so that you can serve in a way that you really, really want to serve?
Wow. So good. Well, Dawn, thank you for sharing that story with us. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back because I want to make sure we have enough time for you to share some juicy secrets on how our audience can manifest the life of their dreams. So hang tight. Today's episode is brought to you by the Overcoming Mediocrity Project. Are you ready to share your story in a life-changing book with other success-driven women? Then what if you could use that book to get speaking gigs, podcast interviews, and possibly a new client or two? Wouldn't that be great? Well, watch out, chicken soup. Here comes Overcoming Mediocrity. Our proven system can transform your struggle story into a powerful signature message, and then as one chapter in an Amazon best-selling book. Our process is simple and economical, and it will bring a lot of eyeballs on you, your business, and your big message to the world. We welcome you to apply to join our project. Just visit us at overcomingmediocrity.org and click on the apply button at the top of the page. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. This is Christy Ruffino and Dawn Gaden. And I hope everybody that's here listened to the first half of the show, because I want to point out one of the things that Dawn said was that she felt she had to be the superhero. And for me, I used to love the superhero image, right? For women to put on that cape and go out there and conquer the world. But now I don't like it at all. I am, when I see that, like, that is not, I don't want to be the superhero, because we don't have to do it all. And as soon as we can accept that and kind of just believe that we can only do what we can do and not really take ownership of more than we should, that's when we are able to truly find peace. What are your thoughts on that, Dawn?
Yes. And I've been actually playing with this idea, like that image, right? Because again, too, like that superhero cape, it just feels, I'm like, what does that feel like? It feels sort of like heavy. It's like this, like, here to save the day, but it's like, that looks great in the movies, but in reality, like, it kind of breaks us down. And I thought, what is it? And I thought, well, and so in my head, I had this image. So this superhero cape, it stifles our wings. So if we can take the superhero cape off
Ooh.
and like spread our wings, our inner power, it frees us
Yes,
to
I
be who we're
love
meant to
that.
be. Yeah.
I
So that's
love the visualness of that, right? Is taking the
Mhm.
cape off and now our wings are able to just be the biggest, best, most
Yeah.
beautiful, strong power that we are able to do,
Yeah.
right?
Because it
Soar.
comes from the inside. Our power, our gifts, our purpose here on earth, I believe, all comes from inside, our spirit, our heart. And that's an inner image, right? An inner power, where the cape is this outside like
Yeah.
thing we've taken on from others, or this other story.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Love that. If anybody in our audience right now wants to start manifesting the life of their dreams, what would you say would be the first step they can take?
Yes. The first step is mindset. You have to pay attention to how you're thinking, because your thoughts feed your emotions, and your emotions, and it creates a loop, emotions and mindset. And then how we act, right? The body is the vehicle for the mind.
So true.
So we have to tap into our thoughts first. And I take my clients through a practice that's called dump the junk journaling, where you actually write out. So where you actually write out the junk. Now this takes practice, and it's not really a one and done thing, because you have to embrace non-judgment. You have to embrace and love yourself, but you have to be willing to see the junk. So you have to get it out, and you have to write it. Typing doesn't work. It doesn't connect the brain as well. You have to write it out, and you write it all out, the junk, the nasty, the stuff that you don't want to see, that nobody wants to see. And then we burn it. We have
Love
this nice
that.
little ceremonial burns, and we have to claim it. We have to like proclaim, I release this. I let this go so that we can allow good in. But we have to be able to let it go. And nobody has to see it. Even as a coach, as a therapist, I don't see people's stuff unless they want to share with me. But it's letting go. It's like cleaning the dirt out of a house. You don't inspect it, you just dump it.
Right.
So that's the first like exercise or practice I have clients do when we want to take a look at mindset. Because often people will say, I don't know what I'm thinking all day long. Well, start writing it down. Just start writing down what you're thinking. And what we start to notice when we even start thinking is all the junk that gets in the way. Because
Yes.
obviously clients come to me, people come to me because they're struggling. They're not creating the life of their dreams, and they want to, and they don't know how. And so the first tool, which I just love, the power of writing, is amazing. If we just start writing, we start to see what's getting in the way. And then we learn to let it go.
Yeah, that is so true. I know I do an exercise with my clients about the things that they tolerate, right? Because for us to be able to make change in our lives, we've got to recognize the things that we are not liking, so then we can stop focusing on that and start focusing on the things that we want, right? And making those new decisions around making that change. So I like the whole writing exercise about dumping the junk, because that does help us kind of be able to let go, right? And then burn it,
Burn it.
claim
Oh,
a new path. Love
right.
that.
Yes. Because we
Wow.
have to choose. We have to first recognize, what am I filling my mind and my emotional state with? We have to recognize it, and then we have to choose, what do I want? What do I really,
Yeah.
really want? I want something bigger. I want to feel good. I want to serve in a big way. I want to be happy every day, and then we have to step into that and create that.
Do you do an exercise to really get clear on what you want? Because we can't have it be this kind of just superficial or just vague idea of what we want. We've got to get really clear on what that looks like.
So I love the practice of meditation, because it calms things down, right? When you can sit, and there's many different meditations I record and that I recommend. So it helps to settle things down, and we have to just let what comes up come up. And that's when we start to write. Even I have an exercise, just I want. just write down what comes up first. Let it out. Because often we've never done that. It's what mom wants or dad wants or what society says is okay. And so if you just start getting like, so it's like sort of like a brainstorming, just get it out. And then we bring clarity. Then we get to other exercises that kind of create clarity. And then how do we bring this into your life? How do you create the reality of what you really want?
Good. Awesome. Okay. So we've got the first one, maybe 2 steps of manifesting the life of your dreams. I don't know if that was your second step or not. But
Well,
I know it's important.
Yeah. Well, step 2 I can share, which is embodying your emotions or elevating your emotions.
Okay.
That's the practice you had mentioned about the movement, which is like gold, in my opinion, with the whole center of the practice I do. And it's the practice called intenSati. And it's a practice that was created out of New York. And I had the honor of going to New York and being trained to be an intenSati leader. And it's about movement. It's high energy movement with positive affirmations and music. And it's a way to practice feeling how we want to feel, right? Because sometimes people say, well, I want to feel peace because I feel stressed all the time. But how do I do that? How do I just start to feel peace, Dawn, when I'm walking through my day? This practice. And you can take 4 moves, 4 affirmations, and take 1 minute, 60 seconds, 30 seconds even, to put on some music. Music is always inspiring.
Yes.
And move the body and use powerful positive words, and it changes how you feel. And I've actually am doing a challenge on social media, 33-day challenge to do this 1 minute every day. And the comments I've been getting are like, why does this make me feel better? And it's like the brain. It's how we connect the brain, because we're using words. We're starting to feel different. We're moving the body, and it creates the change that we really want to see. And then we start to create the habit in the body of feeling different, because everything's habit. How we think, how we feel, what we do, the hormones, the chemical reaction in the brain, it's all a habit. So we're using this practice to change the habit. So, I felt this excitement this morning when I did this intenSati thing Dawn teaches. And now I'm in a meeting and I'm frustrated. Okay, now how can I recall how it felt so I can take a deep breath? Feel that way so I can present myself in a way that I really want to, and shift from that place of stress maybe or frustration into the state of peace that you really want to feel.
So it's almost as if this is a way to reprogram, right? Reprogram our beliefs and our feelings and
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Totally. Because we have to do that. Because again, it's that mindset. Do you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? And there's a book by Carol Dweck, and that's called Mindset. And if we all can, it's a choice, but basically we all have the possibility to learn, but we have to choose it. So if I choose a growth mindset, that means I can learn differently. So quick little story to that is in college, when I went away to college, my very first year, I had panic attacks, I had insomnia, I was anxious and depressed, and I was struggling in school. And I knew I cannot be this person in order to graduate. I can't be this person if I want a master's degree to get my license to help people. Like, I can't be this if I want to help people. So I had to change that and shift that image. And I did through meditation. And so I don't have panic attacks anymore. And I know how to calm anxiety and stress when it comes up. And so I had to decide what mindset, who do I want to be? I had to change and reprogram who is Dawn.
Good. We all have the power to do that, right? Is there anybody that can't do that?
You have to want it. That's it. That's it. It's a choice. All the studies I've done, all the coaches I've worked with, the big one, Bob Proctor, the personal development, everyone knows him around the world. We have a choice. It's all the same story. Because I've looked, right? Because people say, well, what if I can't do it? Like, I'm looking for someone to say studies show that this brain can't change. Haven't seen it yet. From the basic person who can say, I want this or don't want it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I want it. I want something different. And then it's all the tools to stay with it, the consistency, the passion, the practice, the habits, the support, the community, right? That's number 3 is create conscious connections. Like, who am I hanging out with? Who are the people that support me on this journey? Because yes, it's hard. Everything's hard.
Yeah.
So what? So like, take hard and make it smaller than your passion and your willingness to be the best you can be.
Yeah. I mean, we sometimes think that change is hard, but in reality, quite often not changing is harder. We just don't see that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
We're used to, it's like the habit, like it comes back to anything, working out, losing weight. We don't want to be, say, this way, this health way, but we accept it, tolerate. That's that word you use. I thought that's
Tolerate.
tolerate. Like, I tolerate it, but I keep wanting this. And it's like, well, why not go for it? And that's the first step, is just saying, I want that. And that's bigger than being stuck here. And it's better and it's more fulfilling.
All right. Well, this has been good. I know you've got a free gift to share with our audience in a moment. Do you have anything else? Is there another step that you want to share, or do you have anything else you want to be able
Sure.
to? Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to add to that last piece, that creating conscious connections. Because I think, so as I've been evolving, what I share, because I always learn, right? We're always learning on the way, on the journey. And we talk about the 5 people we hang out with the most, right? And we're more, who are the 5 people we hang out with, and are you like them? And, are you the smartest person in the room? And do people lift you up, or do people bring you down? And, do you share your successes with your community? Do people celebrate each other's successes? And then I also got to thinking, like, who are you? Or who am I in the 5? If people were assessing the 5, would they want you in their community? How do I show up? Because oftentimes we do that still in that step, is assess, who am I with? But how about, who am I? How am I showing up in that community? How am I someone that somebody wants to connect with? And I think it always comes back to us, right? I need to be the change I want to see in the world. And so how am I going to do that? And how am I going to show up so that people want me in their community? And I'm an asset, and I bring gifts, and I help people light up, and feel comfortable sharing, and through all of it, through the struggles, through the challenges, so we can continue to lift each other up through it, because we all have those struggles.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's funny because I don't know when this episode is going to air, but recently I had another conversation, very recently, an hour ago. I had another conversation with another guest, and he talked about the circle of 5 as well. And it's really cool that you brought a different perspective to it, as from the framework of who are we in this circle, and how are we showing up, and who wants to add us to their circle. Because I think sometimes we think about where we are or who we are in the room, but then we're not necessarily thinking about, do other people want to be in the room with us? And if not, what can we do to change that?
Right. Yes. And it's so important. And we've known, like, in the groups we've been in together, Christy, we take a look at, like, who do we admire, right? And what are those qualities of people that we admire? And it's like those are the people we want to continue to, like, raise our level of innocent tolerance of who we are and how we're showing up. And it's not about, we have to remember, we can admire, right? Admire and want to elevate our energy to that. It's not about being jealous. It's about not wanting what you don't have. It's about, I want to continue to lift myself up and surround myself with people who want so much more for ourselves, for our families, for the community, for the world, and how we do that together.
Absolutely. Good way to put that. All right. So I want to now shift to your gift, because I know you put together, we've got 2 things. I know you've got a new book coming out, which I'm super excited about. You want to share a little bit about your book?
Yes, I'm really excited about the book. It's my first
Yay.
collaboration. Yay! Yes, with you. Voices of Truth, many authors, 24, I think, correct?
I think so. Yeah.
That 24 authors sharing their stories And I share my journey. Cancer cured my mindset, and more on that journey and how that shift happened, and my work with clients and how they're able to also do these practices that I've gone through to help them shift and create the life that they love too. And that's just, I think what's amazing about the book as well is to share these stories, because some of
Yes.
these people will read and go, oh, they did it. But no, we can all do it. We all have a story and we all have a gift.
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, it's really great for me to be able to help people share their stories, not only because I've seen them grow, but hearing the reviews on Amazon and the comments and feedback that people have shared who have read the book. Because when we read somebody else's story, it really does a lot to help us grow and learn and not necessarily feel so alone on our journey. So the books are super exciting, and I'm really happy that you are in the Voices of Truth book.
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to buy the book from you and get an autographed copy, they
Yes.
can go to your website, createconsciousliving.com, and you have a free gift. So share with the audience what you're giving away for people when they sign up.
Yeah, so I have a wonderful meditation. It's called Theta Healing Meditation. So the theta healing, it takes you through the process of getting to that theta brainwave so that you can tap into your creativity and visualize and see what you want for your life. And so the meditation is very guided. It's not something that if people are familiar with meditation, they're like, oh, it's calming and soothing and waves. It's more direct, and you visualize taking yourself to this energy level of being able to create.
Ooh,
And we want to
nice.
tap into the brain waves of creating, and then visualizing your goal and visualizing and feeling what it feels like to be there, because we have to feel it to create it. And so that's the meditation I'm giving as a gift. It's powerful and it's one of my favorites.
Love that. So I know meditation is something that is very, very powerful. And I know that has been a journey for me to learn how to embrace meditation and get the benefits of it. And it's been really exciting to progress in that area. But I love what you're sharing, because it sounds like it's a very purposeful meditation.
That's correct. It's very purposeful. So again, it's very active. And so that's what some of the feedback I've gotten from people. They expect like this, oh, we're just going to hear the waves and calm and breathe, which, believe me, I do those, and I create those meditations for clients as well. This one's more getting in that space of, I'm going to visualize and create what I want for myself.
Love
So
that.
yes.
I love that. Awesome. All right. So they can get that on your website as well. I'm not going to say the whole link for that, but the link will be in the show notes. So feel free to go ahead and get that from Dawn. And I think that's great. I really appreciate you sharing that, Dawn.
Thank you. Thank you. I love to share. There's so many resources. That's what I know. I have these like labels, counselor, coach, but I feel like I'm a teacher. Like, I just want to give people tools and resources and there's not a lack of resources. There's so many. And what I know works and what I see works with my clients, I just want to share because it empowers so many people to really live their truth. And that's what lights me up.
Yay. Awesome. Well, thanks, Dawn, for being with us today. It was so
Thank you
much
so
fun.
much. Lots of fun. Thank you so much.
Yes. And thanks everybody for listening. If you heard something from Dawn that you thought to be inspiring or that you didn't know, please share that with somebody you trust, you love, because we know that as we teach others, we retain more ourselves. And of course, if you like our podcast, please go to whatever platform you listen and rate, review, and subscribe, because the more followers we have, the more chances we have of getting amazing guests like Dawn. So thanks, everybody. And of course, thanks, Dawn.
Thank you so much.
All right. See everybody next show. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Overcoming Mediocrity podcast, where we believe that everyone can have the business and life of their dreams once they've learned the art of mastering their story. Mastering our stories is the key to everything we want in life. Our stories can either hold us back or they can propel us to new heights. We can choose. You can choose. Choose to overcome mediocrity with us. Let's achieve greatness together. To learn more, visit www.overcomingmediocrity.org. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast.